New today, President Obama in an apparent private phone call with allies launching a far-ranging attack on the Trump administration, including the DOJ's decision to drop charges against former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn. Let's take a listen.
The news over the last 24 hours, I think, has been somewhat downplayed about the Justice Department dropping charges against Michael Flynn, and the fact that there is no precedent that anybody can find for someone who's been charged with perjury just getting off scot-free. That's the kind of stuff where you begin to get worried that basic, not just institutional norms, but our basic understanding of rule of law is at risk.
All right, joining me right now, the reporter who broke this story, Michael Isikoff, chief investigative correspondent at Yahoo News. Hey, Michael, good to talk with you. Okay, first up, it was audio. Allegedly, this is the former president speaking to the Obama Alumni Association, right? A very wide-ranging, pretty long conversation. First of all, how certain are you? How do you know? Where's the proof that this is a legit phone call and it is indeed Barack Obama whom we just heard speaking?
That is indeed Barack Obama, who you just heard speaking. Obviously, we confirmed the legitimacy of this tape before we published it. And, it reflects what Obama believes very strongly. There's a lot of things going on here. His reaction to the Justice Department decision to seek dropping the charges, but also just taking a step back. Remember, Michael Flynn, Obama has had problems with Michael Flynn for some time. His administration fired him as director of the Defense Intelligence Agency. When Obama met with Trump during the transition, the one personnel recommendation he made was don't hire Michael Flynn. And, of course, Trump ignored him. So Obama has had strong feelings about Flynn for some time, but clearly what the Justice Department did last week was, or the other day on Thursday, was something that upset him.
Okay. Hey, Michael, joining us right now is NBC reporter Mike Memoli, who's got some reporting of your own on this. What do you have to add to this conversation, Mike?
Yeah, Alex. Well, as was just being indicated there, this is a call with Obama alumni, a very tight-knit community of former Obama administration staffers. And the former president took a number of questions from those on this call. It was primarily an effort on the part of the Obama Alumni Network to keep this community engaged and active, especially as we head into the election. One of the concerns that the former president raised in response to a question on this call was about the disinformation that we now see so common in our elections. And he, for instance, talked about the fact that he's spending a lot of time at home with his young daughters now, of course, who are also being affected by the coronavirus, not being able to attend university. And he said, for instance, they're showing him TikToks and other social media targeting African-American voters, trying to discourage them from voting for Joe Biden. He said this is a serious concern of his, and he used the call to also encourage this network to do everything they can to support the former vice president in this election, talked about how important it was for the community to be engaged in this election, and repeatedly praised his former vice president. He also praised former Senator Bernie Sanders, a former candidate in the race, said he was confident that Sanders would also be involved and helpful for Biden in the fall election. And he downplayed the rift in the party that's being so often talked about. He said there's really just a difference in terms of tactics, not in ideology, that the Democratic Party is largely unified behind a set of common goals. And so this was a really wide-ranging discussion with the former president and a large network of his former staff, primarily about keeping them engaged in this election and making a strong plug for his former vice president, asking his network to do everything it can to ensure that he's elected. He said he would be doing that himself.
Yeah.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.